Hello and welcome to my channel, or maybe rather welcome back. For everyone who is new here, my name is Uwe Müller and I'm from Germany. I live right by Frankfurt am Main airport, and today we are also around the airport. This means that background noises from vehicles and airplanes are audible. That's just how it is in a metropolitan region. Where I live, we are surrounded by five major cities, as well as numerous small towns and villages. Not to mention one of Europe's largest airports. Human influences can be heard and seen always and everywhere. But let's enjoy the little bit of nature that humans allow to remain here. Come on, let's go. Okay, today I would like to show you a small herd of roe deer and tell you something about this species. It is a beautiful 1st of May. The sun is shining, the colors are bright, and the birds are chirping. By the way, it is also a holiday in Germany, the Labor Day. It is so relaxing to be in nature on a day like this and to observe animals or simply let the time pass. Observing, photographing, and filming of wildlife is the ideal balance to my job for me. The wind is coming from the front and the sun is behind me. I'm standing behind a small bush that mostly hides me. It could not be more idle. The Canon RF 600mm f4 with the RF 1.4 extender on the Canon R5 Mark II. This setup on the Leofoto Ranger tripod. The Canon R5 with the Canon RF 100 to 500mm 4.5 to 7.1 lies ready to hand on the backpack. That for those who are interested in the technique. But I wanted to tell you something about a roe deer. Okay, let's start with their biological classification. Species roe deer. Genus Capreolus. Family true deer. The order even-toed ungulates and cetaceans, and the cluster mammals. male roe deer is called buck, also called yearling in the second year. The female roe deer is called a roe doe or simply goat. Young animal, a juvenile animal, is in the first year called fawn. The roe deer is the smallest and most common species of deer in Europe. In summer, the fur is reddish-brown with white spots in fawns. Over the winter, the fur is light to dark gray and significantly denser. Therefore, roe deer appear very strong shape or stocky in winter. Particularly striking is the miro, the large white patch on the hindquarters. The original habitat of the roe deer was the forest edge zones and bushes. That means mixed forests and bushy structures. Nowadays, roe deer can be found in many different habitats. Mostly, however, in the forest or on agricultural land. In the meantime, roe deer are so frequently encountered on large open areas or agricultural land that a distinction is made between forest roe deer and field roe deer. As ruminants, roe deer take in plant-based food several times a day. In summer, up to 12 feeding phases, and in winter up to 7 feeding phases. The preferred feeding time is during the morning and evening twilight. The roe deer is a concentrate selector, also concentrate eater, which means the food is low in plant fiber and cellulose. Studies in Switzerland have shown the following. From early January to mid-March, the diet mainly consists of grasses, buds and blackberries. From March to the end of April, the diet essentially consists of grasses and buds. From early May to the end of June, the roe deer feeds on leaf shoots and monocotyledonous herbs. Mid-June to mid-October is the period with the most food plots, with approximately 134 different plant species. Roughly summarized, dicotyledonous herbs and leaf shoots. From mid-October to mid-December, the diet consists of horsetails, ferns and clubmoses, as well as buds and blackberries. Behind me in the grass lies a pheasant, in the backlight. Learn more about pheasants on another video on my channel. The digestive tract of the roe deer of a ruminant consists of the following organs: the rumen, the reticulum, the omason, the abomason, the intestine, which in turn consists of two organs, the small intestine and the large intestine. Roughly described, digestion works as follows. Food intake, plant food, occurs throughout the mouth. First, the rumen. The food enters the rumen where a fermentation process takes place. Second, fermentation in the reticulum. In small amounts, the food is transported from the rumen to the reticulum and is redigested there. 3. Cut chewing. From the reticulum, the predigested plant food returns to the mouth and is crushed again, chewed again. 4. The omason. The mesh of the rechewed plant material is swallowed and enters the omason, where the liquid is sequenced out of the plant mesh. 5. The abomason. From the omason, the thickened food passes into the abomason, the glandular stomach. Here the plant food is completely digested by granulous secretions. 6. Then everything passes into the intestine, which consists of the small intestine and large intestine. The small intestine, the nutrients are supplied to the corresponding organs, and in the large intestine, the remaining components are thickened. From there, the thickened components, feces, are excreted. At this point, I would like to apologize for the fact that my pronunciation is not as good as it should be, but I hope that you were still able to understand me. Liquid is largely absorbed through the plant food, especially during morning grazing when dew is on the plants. Wolves, lynxes, red foxes, and white boars are the most common predators that reindeer in Europe have to fear. In addition, they are also hunted by humans. Nevertheless, the population size in Europe is stable. If the roe deer is fleeing, you can clearly see the wide rear end. Startled, roe deer also bark. It is a short and dry bark and serves more to express excitement, respectively aggression, and to communicate to conspecifics where it is located. It does also where a potential predator is located. The roe deer is a wild species that, due to its body structure, this means slender, compact body, long legs, and its gait, this means short jumps, quickly seeks cover in the thicket and can also more quickly through dense branches. The roe deer, or the doe, exhibits a peculiarity compared to other deer species: the embryonic diapause, dormancy. The egg, fertilized during the rut or mating season, beginning mid-July to early September, remains dormant until December and only begins to develop in December, so that most fawns are not born until April-May of the following year. The newborn fawn has reddish-brown fur with white spots, which serves as camouflage. After about 1 month, the white spot pattern begins to become less distinct and gradually disappears completely, up to 3 months. After 10 to 20 minutes, fawns try to stand, sometimes even nearly. It takes 1 to 3 hours for a fawn to try its first steps. Fawns rest in lying places while the mother, the doe, is grazing. These resting places are usually sought out by the fawn itself, with the doe also providing assistance. In the first days after birth, the kid is only visited by the doe for suckling. Since a fawn is not able to flee at this time, it tries to protect itself by pressing flat against the ground. This can lead to accidents during the moving. Therefore, the first 2 to 4 weeks are critical. After that, the fawn is also capable of fleeing. Wild roe deer can reach an age between 10 and 12 years, and older roe deer have also been recorded. The average life expectancy of wild roe deer is, however, significantly lower. Reasons for that low average life expectancy are predators, mainly during the fawn stage, accident, this means road and rail traffic or agricultural activities, environmental conditions, hunting, disease, for example rabies, anthrax, this means rather rare, tuberculosis, parasites, large and small liver fluke, trematodes, tapeworms, roundworms, lungworms, larvae of throat botfly, larvae of the werewolfly, and stray dogs. The buck, the male roe deer, carries antlers. The doe, the female roe deer, does not. The length of the antlers is usually between 15 and 20 centimeters, around 6 and 8 inch, and they can weigh up to 600 grams, around 1.3 pounds. This weight is usually reached by roebucks at the age of 5 years, when the peak of the development is complete. This is related to the mineral balance of the buck. The antlers themselves are supplied with blood during the growth phase and thus provide themselves with nutrients. They sit on the called antler buds, which are cone-shaped structures and later served as predetermined breaking points for the shedding of the antlers. In March, the so-called rotting season begins, depending on the region and age. The roebucks may also start later, so the rotting season can last until May. This means that the velvet has dried out, died, and is detaching from the antlers. The roebuck rubs its antlers on suitable thick trees and branches to remove the dead velvet. Directly after rubbing, white, slightly reddish, due to adhering blood, antler shafts can be seen. However, further rubbing determines the coloration of the antlers, as plant juices penetrate the antlers during the rubbing. Rubbing on alder and conifer trees results in rather dark to very dark antlers. Field roe deer have rather grayish antlers, as these three species are not at all available for rubbing. But rubbing is not only done to get rid of the buzz skin. In summer, until the end of the rut, roebucks sweep to mark the territory. In this process, scent substances from the skin glands that are active in summer are transferred to small young trees and bushes, or to the sweep spots with head and cheeks. The territory is also marked via the hoof glands above the hoofs. In this process, the ground is struck with the foreleg and the glandular secretion is thus transferred into the hollow. Hopefully you liked it and I was able to give you some interesting information about the rodeos. Did you also enjoy watching the rodeos and to be in the nature? Then leave a comment. I would be very happy. Just subscribe to the channel and you won't miss any more videos. The subscription is for free. What is there to lose? See you next time on my channel. Your Uwe Müller.